I know this can be a very controversial topic and a very controversial line I'm about to say, but if you are not using AI to save yourself time in 2026, you are working twice as hard as every other content creator. Because the truth is, or honestly, I'll say in my opinion, AI isn't replacing content creators, it's replacing creators who refuse to use it. Get with the times. Hey creators, welcome back to the Creators Corner. I'm Bree-Ze the creator, and here we turn creativity into consistency and content into currency. Okay, so today's topic is something that every creator needs to be really getting hit with in 2026, okay? How to use AI to save time without losing your voice and authenticity, because we're not trying to sound like a robot. Now, this is the truth that I want to share. AI is not taking your job. It's not taking your place. AI is taking the job of content creators who are staying stuck doing everything manually. And that's not even just in content creation. If you're not using AI to fast track and create processes for yourself and do some automations, you're losing big time. So today I'm going to be breaking down the best AI tools, how to use them correctly, what to avoid, and how to let AI assist you without replacing your personality. Okay, so section 1, let's talk about why AI matters for us as content creators in 2026. So, and like a lot of people, I don't know, for whatever reason, AI has turned into this trend. That's not what that is. That's not what it's meant to do. It is a tool. It is a workflow system. It is to help you get things done faster, okay? So here are some reasons and things that you can use AI for as a content creator. One, you can use it to save hours on editing. Personally, I have not gotten into using AI to edit for me because I don't know, I just feel like it ain't doing it like I'm doing it. I ain't figured it out yet. You can use it to help yourself generate hooks. I absolutely use AI to help me generate my hooks, but I also try to always keep a human touch to it by keeping my dialect, my tone, in the way that I generally speak. So whatever it gives me, I'm gonna break it down into my own little one too. Okay. Next, you can use it to write captions. I definitely use it to write captions. I typically don't edit it either. Whatever caption it gives me, after I gave it the description of what I'm trying to create a caption for, I typically just use it straight off the bone. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. You can use it to help you script videos. I do use it to help me with videos. I don't use it for video scripting, but I do use it as a guide for me to kind of, honestly, because I'm forgetful, to help remember what I'm supposed to be talking about. And because I'm long-winded, I will get off track. So I definitely use it to not script, but create a guide or a flow for my videos, as well as like pain points and highlights and things I want to make sure I say into my videos. You can help it to clean your audio. I don't know. Do I do that? I have, but it's not the best. You can definitely help it to cut out like the space in your videos, the ums, the ands. I like it, but sometimes those ums and ands be expressions on my face that y'all aren't seeing if it cuts it out, the sound. I may not be making a sound, but I may be. And it done cut that out and I want that in. So that's the reason why that's kind of tricky for me, cleaning audio, but it does work. Next is playing content calendars. That's a big one. I'm going to get into that more this year, using it to plan out my content calendars based off of the events I want to go to, the things that I know I want to do in the holidays for this year. I'm actually going to be having it planned out, like types of content and all these things, so that I can be a little bit more prepared and don't miss things. Okay. Next is to create thumbnails. I haven't gotten into using AI to create thumbnails because I'm still working on my prompts so that it can create the best ones for me. So I'm working on it. You can also use it to help analyze your analytics. Yes, absolutely. I definitely do. It helps me understand and read the stuff that I can't read, or understand why that is the analytic that I'm reading and how to change it. I'm definitely using it. You can also use it to help you pitch brands. Absolutely. I have used it. I ain't gonna say it's bulletproof using AI to pitch for brands. It does have some stuff, but again, that's one of those things where you want to make sure you're creating a human touch. So making sure that your stuff still sounds human, honestly, and not so picture perfect robotic-y. And also to repurpose content across all platforms. So AI does not replace you. It replaces the busy small stuff that used to drain you. It'll help think for you to free up space in your head and to continue to create. So section 2, AI tools for captions, hooks, and ideas. So we're going to start with the writing tools because this is probably the #1 time saver in my opinion. ChatGPT. love it. I don't care what nobody say. I know what's going on with the AI and the water and the air and the atmosphere. I understand, but listen, well, it's here, so I might as well use it. Okay, I'm just one extra person. Please don't shoot me down. Okay. So you can help it with your hooks, your captions, your scripts, to pitch emails, rewriting content in your tone. You can give it your tone, but that's also kind of hard to do if you don't understand how to explain what your tone is. But it can help you find it based off you continuously communicating with it. It will understand what your tone is, your dialect, your mood and conversation. It'll kind of pick up on that as you continue, the more you use it to talk to it. It'll help you with your content calendars, research, carousels, SEO, search words, and those things. Then you have, I think it's pronounced Clyde. It's for like long, thoughtful content. So like newsletters, YouTube scripts, blog posts, and brand pitches. But again, you can also use chat for this. I just want to give y'all a plethora of options. Jasper AI is really good. It's made for like marketing teams, but creators, we use it for caption banks, email marketing, and like blog content. So here are some prompt examples that you can use. So you can literally say like to any of these, write me 10 hooks for a TikTok about, and tell it what that's about. Rewrite the caption to sound like high energy creator, and take the old one and then put that and it'll rewrite it. Or create 30 days of content ideas based on my niche. My niche is blah, 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 blah. Write a script in my voice using these examples. You see what I'm saying? So AI is only as good as your prompts. So again, once you learn the right prompts, you're going to save yourself time. And I would rather learn the skill of writing the prompts, because that's just a short thing. Once you learn it, you got it, versus continue to have to write all those things out by myself. That's a lot of brain power, and I'm trying to give my brain a break. Okay. Section 3 is AI tools for editing videos faster. So we have CapCut AI, which is what I was talking about when it cuts that audio out. So it does have audio captions, AI B-roll, template editing, face tracking, and script to video. I have yet to use the AI B-roll, but I do want to get into that. So I'm excited for another video where I'm kind of like required to use it, or need to, or want to. I don't have none planned right now, but I'm excited to use that. Then we have Descript. Their AI will remove filter words, so like cussing and profanity. It'll audio silence remover, so when things are quiet, like we talked about. Change mistakes in audio by typing. I have not seen that, so I'm like, if I say the wrong word, does it edit my word? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. But it's great for creators who like absolutely hate editing. Absolutely hate it. Next, we have Adobe Premiere plus AI. So 2026, Adobe added auto cut, smart reframes, instant background noise removal, and AI video cleanup for your shaky footage. So like stabilization. Come on, Adobe. We love y'all. Then we have Optimus Clips. So you paste your long form, it'll create viral short form automatically. So I could take my creative videos, pop it right into, did I say Optimus? Opus, whatever it's called, Opus Clip. I'm gonna put stuff on the screen for y'all because I can't pronounce nothing. But essentially you paste your long form video in there and it'll create short viral video clips for you, create those little reels for you. So how I be doing my little commercials, it could create those for me. But the thing is, I don't want like footage of what's in these videos to be my little small form clips. I want it to be different stuff to trigger people to watch. So that's really why I don't do it. Then you have Runaway ML. So they have, it's more for advanced creators. So AI effects, AI transitions, green screen without the green screen. AI cuts your editing time in half. So use your creativity and AI is going to do the technical stuff. So then we have section 4, which is AI tools for graphics, thumbnails, and branding. Of course, Canva, and then we have Canva AI. So thumbnail ideas, caption graphics, carousels, posters, YouTube covers, fonts, and color palettes. Then they have Midjourney, which I've just started playing around with. I'm not really a pro with that, but I'm checking it out. But it can help you create backgrounds. Product mockups is really top tier for Midjourney. I don't know why you would need product mockups as a creator, but I like that. They also help you do set designs and like visual concepts. So it's really good for like background. So if I don't want to use my imagery, I just use me as the picture. It'll create the background scene that I'm looking for on Midjourney. Then we have Remy, which is good with HD photo upgrades. It'll sharpen your images. So if you got a little too much stuff going on in the picture, it'll sharpen it up. and it's going to enhance your creator portraits. So it does really good. So it's good visuals. Ultimately are going to give you more clicks. So AI is going to help you create professional level graphics even without designing skills. Section 5 is AI ethics, what to do and what to not do. This is the important part. So please listen up. Get your pen and paper. You got it? Okay. So AI should never replace the following things: your personality, your story, your experiences, your opinions, or your voice. Y'all, AI don't need to be trying to be playing with none of that, and don't allow it to, because we have the power. It don't. It's us. Okay. So AI should only be doing the following things. It should help you with structure, clarity, speed, and brainstorming. That's it. It's a tool. Use it properly. Okay. Yeah, but I just wanted to put that out there because ultimately you are the brand. AI is just there to enhance it. It's there to help you be better, to be seen more, to upgrade and grow as a creator. It is not here to make you a creator. It's not here to disguise. Don't allow it to give you the persona of what you want to present. Just be it. Like, be you. Don't do that. So yeah. Ultimately, AI is to be your assistant, y'all. It's there to assist you, not to replace you. So learn the tools, use them wisely, and watch your content become easier, faster, and more consistent in 2026. So I just want to say, if y'all found this video very helpful, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and like, share, comment, subscribe. And small little homework. I ain't even gonna put the homework button, but small homework. Drop in a comment below your favorite AI tool that you have used, and then name a new AI tool that you want to start using or that you're going to start using in 2026. So drop it in the comments. What AI tool do you already use, and what AI tool you're going to start using now in 2026. So again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Hey, like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see y'all next Monday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Creators Corner. Bye.